Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. My name is Janae. Usually I'm here with my fiance Logan and our beautiful son Zayden, but right now it's like 12 in the morning here in Hawaii. And I'm having one of those nights where my anxiety is, skyrocketed through the roof, and I thought, what better time than to make this video that I've been pushing to the side. This is a hard thing to talk about, but I figure it's something that needs to be talked about more often. A lot of people think that mental disorders are not normal and they're for people that are crazy and that it's all in your head because it is a mental disorder. But I like to openly talk about my disorders. I don't know how to put this. I don't know how to even talk about it, even though it just sometimes I made all these videos before on Snapchat, like just with my personal Snapchat to my friends and family. I would talk about my experiences and it helps. I'm one of those people that like to openly talk about what's bothering me and how my depression and my anxiety is affecting me, and it helps. It's a coping mechanism for me and many other people who have the same disorder as I do. As I was saying, I don't even know how I got here. When I remember saying I remember talking about Logan and Zayden. Anywho, I'm usually making videos with Logan, my fiance, and our son Zayden, but Logan is at work. He's at his second job. Zayden is right over there sleeping, so if you can hear his snoring, yeah. Like I said earlier, it's 12 in the morning here in Hawaii and I can't sleep. I have something called anxiety and I have something called depression. And a lot of you may be wondering, why is she talking about it? It's supposed to be personal. Why is she airing out her dirty laundry? I don't think of it as airing out my dirty laundry. I don't think about it as something that should be kept private. Of course, some things should be kept to yourself and kept within your family, but I also like to have people hear my voice because it helps other people, so it helps them feel like they're not the only ones. Because when I was diagnosed, I thought, hold up, am I the only one going through this right now? What the hell? I thought the world was against me and only me, but it's not like that. I realized that it's not like that. I'm not the only one, and talking about it to other people helps me. It's one of my coping mechanisms. I like to be open about my feelings. I like to talk about it to Logan or my friends or my close family because it just helps, rather than keeping it in and saving it for the next anxiety attack. I like to let it out. I did write down, I have a list about things to talk about because I usually just go on and I jump from subject to subject, and this video is gonna end up being 5 hours long if I do that. Yeah, this is so weird making a video by myself. I'm usually with someone. So sorry if I look awkward, and sorry if I sound nasally again. I realized that in all of our videos, one of us is sick. It's so annoying. Yeah, I'm not sick. I'm just getting over the cold that I had in our last video. And by the way, if you guys didn't see that video, go check it out. As you can see, this is my list. It's super long, has some like notes in it. And yeah, I was using this as like a clipboard to write on, because this is Logan's ASVAB preparation book. I'm sorry if I look so raggedy. As I said, it's 12 in the morning. Everybody's sleeping besides Logan. He's at work. And it's cold as hell. The AC is on. I didn't feel the need to make my hair all fancy because I'm at home. So I apologize for looking raggedy. I'm not sure where this video is gonna go, but I hope it helps somebody, even if it just helps one person, you know, feel like they're not alone and feel like they too have a voice. I'm glad, and my purpose has been fulfilled. I collected these questions on my list from other people who, like, over the years or since I've been diagnosed, has asked me these things, and so I'm using it as kind of like a guide throughout this video, so that way I jump back to a topic instead of, like I said, going back and forth. So the first thing is a question that I wrote. I just wanted to set this straight. I'm pretty sure I kind of covered it in the beginning of this video, but I just want to, you know, lay the surface. Why make this video? I feel that it's important to make this video so that way our fans and our followers and the viewers kind of get to know me a little bit, even though I'm the one that talks a lot in our vlogs and our videos because I like to talk. But this is just a side that you guys don't see. I do like to go into depth with everything, so you guys see that in our videos. But with myself, I don't talk about myself often to you guys, and I'd like you guys to get to know me. I think it's important because I know I'm not the only one dealing with the same mental disorders that I have, and there's many other people in this world that is suffering in silence. They don't want to go see a doctor. They don't want to talk about it because they're ashamed or they think it's all in their head. But I'm just wanting to make this video to let you guys know that it's not all in your head. Regardless of it being a mental disorder, it does come with a lot of physical symptoms, and it comes with a lot of physical you know, it takes a whole toll, you know what I mean? And it's okay for you to, you know, see someone and talk to someone about it. Don't let anybody make you think that you're crazy to have this stuff or you're not normal, because this is something that should be normalized, because it's not rare, and you can get it from a traumatic experience. You can get it through hereditary from your family. You inherit it, and I don't know. I just really think it's important to talk about it. It's one of the things that I advocate for, mental disorders being normalized. It's one of the things that I strongly believe in because I deal with it. My dad and my mom struggled with it. Past family members, a lot of friends that I have. And it's not something that should just be overlooked, because it's something that can be dealt with and handled as if you put the time and effort to take care of it, you know? But my anxiety and my depression makes me who I am, and I'm not hiding from that. I don't like to hold it in and hide it from people, because it's what makes me who I am, you know? Okay, hopefully that made sense, because I don't even know. I really don't. I'm just going on and on and on. Hopefully it makes sense to you guys. My mind isn't really where it's supposed to be right now, because like I said, it's almost 1 in the morning. Okay, so here's the first question I got from someone. You always look so happy. How can you be depressed? That's another hard thing to talk about, you know? Down the line, I realized that people don't want to hear it. A lot of people, they're having a great day and they don't want to hear about your feelings. They don't want to hear that you're sad about something that doesn't matter to them. So I learned to just keep it in and hide it. I hide it behind this smile that I always have, with the fake laughs and my jokes. I'm known as like the funny one, the clown of our group, my friends and stuff, or of my family. But I've learned to hide it, and I learned to suffer in silence and don't show anybody that I'm in pain, you know. I'm sure a lot of you guys do that too, and I'm telling you right now that it's not a good thing. Don't hide it, don't keep it in. If you have someone to talk to them, talk to someone you trust, talk to a doctor, because holding it in isn't gonna help anything. It's just gonna upset you more, and it's gonna hurt you worse in the long run, okay? From my experience. And you know, just because I look happy doesn't mean I always am happy, because people still suffer behind closed doors, you know. So I'm usually smiling. Every time you see me, you know that I'm laughing, but it's very rare that you see me down, because I do a very good job at hiding it. I'm not proud of it, but I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Talk to someone. It's hard to practice what I preach and say to talk to someone. I have a therapist, but it's just, I personally don't like to ruin someone's day with my sadness, you know. I don't want to take away their happiness because I'm not happy, you know. So all in all, I'm usually not happy. I could be smiling and laughing and joking one minute, and the next minute I'm thinking, shit, my life freaking sucks, and I'm down in the gutter again, you know. And yeah, I just don't like to take away happiness from other people. Next question, when have you been diagnosed? I've been diagnosed with, let's see, with anxiety right after my mom left. She moved to Vegas. Let's see, right before I got pregnant. Okay, my freshman year, I got diagnosed with anxiety. I got diagnosed with depression after I gave birth to Zayden, so like a year later, 2018, around April, May-ish. I got diagnosed with depression, but for some reason I've always known that I had something is wrong with me, only because I grew up watching my dad struggle with his mental disorders, with his bipolar disorder, his depression, and whatever he had, and my mom and her anxiety. I kind of always figured that out of my 7 siblings, I was the one that had issues, so it's not that it didn't really catch me off guard, you know. What made you assume you have anxiety and depression? Well, like I said just 2 minutes ago, or 2 seconds ago, I've always known that out of all my siblings, I'm the one that have the issues. So after getting together with Logan and being with him for a while, I kind of realized that I'm the problem, because when we first got together my sophomore year, we used to fight a lot, and it was just little stuff. I would get so scared that he'd leave me over something really, really small, like, let's see, we would have like a disagreement, and I'd say something and we'd stop talking for a little while. I'd be at home by myself crying. I shouldn't have said that. Now he's gonna leave me. It's all my fault. I should have just hit it. I shouldn't have said anything, and I should have just dealt with it on my own. I'll constantly go over it in my head and try to figure out, why did I do that? Why did I say that? Where did it go wrong? I don't understand. And I would try and piece together every little detail that happened that day, from when I left the house to when I came home. And it was crazy, and I realized that it was me. I was the problem, and I needed to figure that out. I need to figure out why, you know. And then after I gave birth to Zayden, or while I was pregnant with Zayden, it was so selfish of me to think that. Sometimes I would just wake up and think, I shouldn't be alive right now. I am a disgrace to my family. I'm going to be a bad mother and a bad wife to Logan someday. I'm terrible. I'm not a good girlfriend. I would think that stuff. And I was so selfish to think that I shouldn't even be here. You know what I mean? And that was another reason why I figured, do I have depression? Because I remember Googling stuff like, what are the symptoms of depression? Common symptoms of anxiety. I would search it up. I'd be like, oh crap, I have that. It's so crazy thinking about it. Thinking back to how I first discovered this, you know. Also, like, after I gave birth to Zayden, I know about baby blues and postpartum depression. I've read all about it, and I figured that's what I had. I seen a doctor, and they said that's what I have, or what I had, and it usually goes away as time increases. You know, gradually it slowly goes away, and I'll be fine. It never really went away, and it stuck with me. I remember trying to breastfeed. It didn't really last long. I gave up quick. Like, in a few months I gave up. I was struggling so hard. I wasn't making any milk. Like, I was making less than an ounce with both, like, put together. And Zayden was losing weight, and it made me so upset, you know. Like, I felt like a failure of a mother, that I can't even feed my own son. Like, I felt so terrible. So that kind of added to it and made me feel even worse. I found myself crying in the shower, crying to myself to sleep and hiding it from Logan. Or sometimes something small Logan would say would just trigger me, and I'd cry, and then I would blame him for being the reason why I was crying, or I wouldn't even know why I'm crying. It was terrible. And I figured, you know what, I'm gonna go see the doctor. I'm gonna go see a therapist or something like that. I couldn't deal with that anymore. My whole life I've been afraid of going to the doctor, because my experience is every time I go, they're bringing bad news. So I used to always hide like my symptoms, or they'd ask me, okay, are you feeling this, this, and this today? And I'd only say this. I wouldn't say everything else. I didn't want to tell the doctors because I was afraid of them telling me something bad. What are some of your anxiety attack triggers? That's a hard one, you know. And there's a lot of different things. Sometimes thinking about my childhood, because I didn't grow up greatly. I didn't have a great childhood. Sometimes being in the store trying to make a decision, which pads should I buy, or what color pajamas should I get Zayden, green or blue. I would stand there for 20 minutes trying to think. And with my anxiety in my head, I'm like, okay, every little decision I make, it's gonna affect someone, and it'll affect us in some certain way. So I'm standing there for 20 minutes trying to figure out green or blue, green or blue. If I pick blue, he's gonna grow up to hate green. If I pick green, he's gonna grow up to hate blue. Or I read that green makes people angry, or I don't know. It's a part of my anxiety. I have a hard time making decisions, and making decisions stress me out and send me into panic mode, and I can't. Just last week, I was at Target shopping, doing our normal grocery shopping, and I had a panic attack in the fitting rooms. Like, I literally left our cart outside, the shopping cart. I left it by the clothes area when I was supposed to be getting the groceries. And then I was crying, and I just went into the fitting rooms, and I sat there. I sat on the ground, and I cried because I had such a hard time. Yeah, as I was saying, I sat there in the fitting rooms crying because it was just so overwhelming to make all these decisions by myself. What else triggers me? Thinking about finances, my health, Logan's health, Zayden's health, that makes me super anxious. A lot of chores, like normal chores as a mother, like, you know, washing dishes and cleaning and cooking. I know it's my job, but sometimes it gets overwhelming. I wake up in the morning, okay, I gotta wash the clothes. I have five loads of laundry to do. I have to fold them, I have to hang them, I have to clean out the fridge, I gotta cook dinner, I have to make sure Logan's uniform's out for tomorrow, I have to do this all while watching Zayden, and then I gotta wash dishes. Like, I'm going over that in my head the night before it even happens, and I get super overwhelmed and I panic and I send myself into an anxiety attack because I'm like, okay, how am I supposed to do this? And with my anxiety, it's all negative thoughts. So I'm in my head, I can't do this. I'm just gonna, it's hard to explain, you know? I just get up in my head thinking about things to do, like just like what I said, my chores or like my daily plans, things I have to do. I find myself at night just like this at 1 in the morning. Not, I should be sleeping, but I'm not, and I just thinking and thinking. I think about the decisions I made in that day. I go over, wait, I should have said it like that, I shouldn't have even said that, I should have put it this way. Like, I contemplate on things that is way out of my control. And then I think about tomorrow. Okay, I need to wake up at 7:35 and I need to go start the laundry. And then I need to come back in. I need to feed Zayden mac and cheese for his lunch. Or I'm thinking all of, like, I plan out my day step by step. Because having a plan helps me cope. Logan doesn't like to talk about, like, he doesn't like to plan his future in one day like I do. Like, just for me, having a plan helps cope with everything, and it helps me not stress and not be overwhelmed. It just, okay, I'm gonna do this first, and I'm gonna do this and this and this, instead of being all over the place trying to figure out what the hell am I supposed to do. I have it in my head on what to do. So that's what I do every night. I just think and I plan, and I think and I plan. But then sometimes that sends me into anxiety attack, only because it's too much. And one person shouldn't have to think about that all in one night, you know? I should be sleeping. And yeah. How do you cope with it? I have a lot of different coping mechanisms. Everyone has their own coping mechanisms to their anxiety or to their depression. So when they're having their episodes, they know how to deal with it. With me, mine is talking to someone, especially talking to Logan. I don't know what it is with that boy, but talking to him always helps me feel better. Even if he's the issue, even if he's what caused my attack, talking to him makes me feel better. Also, pressure. Some people don't like to be touched when they're having an episode or an attack, but me, I like to have pressure on me. So Logan knows to squeeze me tight, like a big bear hug, and hold me tight. And that helps me because I don't know, it just helps me feel like someone is physically there, which he is, but like holding me and telling me that it's gonna be okay. Just like, so I want to get a weighted blanket because that helps too. I read that it helps a lot of other people with their anxiety. It helps them feel like someone's there, and it's just the pressure. I don't really know how to explain it. I've also, one of the things that I got from my therapist, meditation helps. I had this app on my phone called Breathe, and I used to do it every night, and I got out of that routine because Zayden, he got off his routine, so I got off my routine. But I'm gonna start doing that again. Meditating really helped. Like, and I, for one, used to always say, meditating is for hippies, I'm not gonna do that crap. But actually doing it helps. It just, especially the one where it's like, it tells you, notice yourself breathing. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and feel the breath as it goes into your nose, the cold air, and feel it turn hot as you breathe out. I love that one because it makes you focus on something else, and it really does help you clear your mind. Like, it says, just focus on your breathing. Don't think about anything else. Just think about the way the air is flowing through your body. And if you find yourself steering off track from focusing on your breathing, just calmly return to it. Return to focusing on your breathing. And it helps. It really does help. And when I'm finished with that, I'm calm and I feel so much better. Do you see a psychiatrist or a psychologist? Well, I see a psychologist. The difference between the two is, I believe a psychiatrist gets they prescribe you medicine. It's just kind of like an all-in-one therapist. And a psychologist is simply just a therapist, and they ask you how your treatment's going, how your medicine's handling, or how you're handling your medicine, but they can't prescribe it to you, or they don't, you know. My therapist is amazing. I haven't seen her in a while because I've been super busy, but I'm probably gonna schedule an appointment soon. But talking to someone that you don't really know helps, because like I love talking to Logan, but sometimes he knows me so much, he knows me so well, so there's some stuff that I can't talk to him about because maybe it's too harsh and it'll start up an argument, or it's sometimes it's easier to talk to someone that doesn't know you, because then they can give you help that, like, they don't beat around the bush, they're not gonna sugarcoat things for you, and if you know what I mean, that's how I see it. Do you take medication? I currently do not. I'm supposed to be taking Zoloft, I think that's what it's called. I'm supposed to be taking it, but I stopped it for a while because I want to transfer to a different one, because I don't like the way that one makes me feel. But yeah, it does help. It did in the beginning. What are some of your common symptoms with your depression and anxiety? I talked a lot about my anxiety, so let's talk about my depression for a little bit. Some of my symptoms, some days I'd wake up, well, most days actually, I'd wake up feeling like there's a brick or a bowling ball on my chest that's weighing me down. Some people wake up thinking, oh, the birds are chirping and the sun is shining, it's gonna be a great day. I wake up thinking, damn, I already know this day is gonna be crappy, I should just go back to bed. No matter how happy I am and how much fun I'm having with Zayden and Logan and how much I love them, there will always be that one voice in my head telling me that I'm not great, I am not okay, I'm not normal, I shouldn't be on this earth. Stop smiling, you don't deserve to. There's always this voice in my head telling me the opposite of the truth, you know. And it weighs me down physically and emotionally, and it just freaking sucks. And knowing that I'm not the only one, it's comforting, you know. With my depression, I get lots of headaches. With my anxiety, sometimes I can't breathe when I'm having an attack, or when I'm having an episode where my anxiety is super high. It's nights like this where I'm not sleeping. Like, I'll stay until 6 in the morning with full energy, just because I can't sleep at all. So my therapist told me I should take some melatonin to help me go to bed. And in the beginning I was doing that. Sometimes every once in a while I do it, but it doesn't really help anymore unless I'm taking like 5, and that's not healthy. My depression, some of the symptoms I get sore stomach when I'm having an episode, or sometimes I sleep too much or I sleep too less, so I don't sleep at all sometimes. Or I go to sleep at 7 at night, or sometimes even earlier, 5 in the evening, and then I'll stay asleep and I won't wake up until 12 in the afternoon the next day. So it's a part of my episodes. I fidget a lot, and I think that has to do with my anxiety. When something like, okay, so if I have a big doctor's appointment tomorrow that's going to determine a big part of my health, I can't sleep, I fidget, I'll sit down and I'll shake my leg, not even knowing that I'm doing it. Or like, I talk with my hands a lot. I have a hard time with eye contact sometimes. Like, that's not an all the time thing, it's just when I'm having my episodes. I don't like to look at people's eyes. I have a hard time keeping a conversation on one straight line, just like as I'm doing right now. Probably to you guys, you're like, why is she talking about this and going into something else? Yeah, that's me when I'm having my episodes. I try to think about all the symptoms that I have. After an anxiety attack, I get super nauseous and dizzy. With my depression, I don't like to talk to people sometimes. Like, I want to stay in my room and just be away from the world. I like it to be dark and super cold. I don't want to get, sometimes I don't even get out of bed. Like, I'll go to bed with a full plan of my day. So excited because I have so much things to do and that'll keep me busy. And then I wake up still thinking about those things, but I don't do it. I just, I'm too lazy. Or, okay, hold on. It's not about laziness at all. Sometimes I'll just wake up and I'll still be thinking about those things that I have to do in the day. And then I just can't. I physically cannot get up. I can't get the motivation in my head to get up and do the things that I have to do. But it's Zayden. On the days where Zayden is home with me and not with his grandma or out with Logan or whatever, he's my motivation to get up. But even doing that simple task of taking care of my son gets so hard with my depression. I wake up thinking that you're not a great mom. Why are you even doing this? Your son is gonna grow up to spite you and he's not gonna love you because you're terrible. And I know it's not true, but it's the depression. I can't stop it from coming. I can't stop those negative thoughts. But the coping mechanisms that I have, like meditating and talking about it, it helps. My therapist gave me a lot of ways to deal with it. And I don't know, it's just a lot. Being 18 and basically growing up with these disorders, it kind of, it gets easier but as the years go on, because you kind of figure out what helps you, but it's never really easy. It doesn't really go away, and it's just something that I struggle with every day. There's not a day that goes by where I don't have an anxiety attack or where I don't have an episode of depression. And sometimes I think about my friends and how they're normal and they don't have to deal with stuff like this. But then I remember that mental disorders should be normalized, because that doesn't make me any less of a person than my neighbor who doesn't have it, you know? I am still a human being, still a person, and I still have feelings. So I don't like to hear other people talk down on me when I speak up about it, you know? Is your anxiety and depression physically draining? Well, this ties into the last question. Yes, it is. It takes a huge toll out of my life. Some days where I should be spending time with my son and with Logan on his off days, my depression makes me prefer laying in bed all day. And I miss out on, like, the moments with my family, you know? And I don't intentionally want to miss out, but Logan knows when I'm having those days, he knows to give me some space, and he respects that, and I love him for caring about me enough to, you know? I don't know if I'm gonna post this video, so if I do, please don't judge me, because this is just something that I wanted to get off my chest, because I wanted to post about it a long time ago, since we started our channel, actually, because a lot of women and men came to me, a lot of you guys, fans or viewers, talking to me about it, because I mentioned it before in a couple of our videos. I didn't get into depth about it, but you guys would DM us and ask questions about it, and I knew I should put the video together, but I put it to the side because I figured nobody's gonna hear it, nobody cares about it. But at 1 in the morning today, I figured it's a great time to talk about it. I'm alone. was even sleeping, and I'm going through one right now. I don't have no one to talk to. I can't really bother Logan because he's working. So talking to this camera is my way of coping. I'm literally just pouring my feelings. I'm throwing up my feelings to you guys, and nobody's gonna talk back to me. It's not like a live video, so I mean, but just talking about it. So once again, I apologize for being like popcornish, where I'm just talking about random topics and random things that have nothing to do with anything, because that's how I get with my anxiety. It's another one of my symptoms. I can't keep still. I'm hoping that I caught everything that I was supposed to talk about. That's why I had this list, but I'm pretty sure it didn't help. So if you guys have more questions, anything to add on, please comment, and I will be glad to make a second video where I'm not going through this. I'm not having an episode and I'm just perfectly fine, so that way I could better talk to you guys a little better, and you know, better describe how like how I'm dealing with it and stuff. I feel like this video is very rushed, even though it's already 40 minutes. I'm just, like I said, I'm throwing up all my feelings in this video because I'm overly stressed, I'm overly tired, and I'm overwhelmed with a lot of things that's been going on lately, and I just want to talk to you guys about it. So thank you so much for listening. There's a lot of words left unsaid, and I promise I will get back to you guys in the next video. I'm more than happy to answer any more questions you guys have, so please don't be scared to comment. Don't be scared to talk to me about your feelings and your experiences, because I love hearing it. I read every one of your guys' comments, and I'd love to be any type of help, you know. And we're not that big yet, so it's not like we're gonna ignore you if you DM us on Instagram or if you tweet us on Twitter, because we love hearing from our fans. We love talking to you guys. And this YouTube account, we didn't make it just to get paid, you know. I know a lot of YouTubers are like that. They just clickbait. We thought of making this account so, for one, we can film Zayden when he's younger and watch him grow up, so he can watch this when he's older. It's kind of like a memory, and also so we can connect with you guys all around the world and connect with people with the same experiences as we do, or as we have, you know. Yeah, the title of this video is probably going to be something that has to do with my anxiety and depression. Believe it or not, I am having an episode right now where my anxiety is acting up and my depression is creeping out, and I may seem like I have it together, but I don't. And it's taking it took a lot out of me to not cry on this video, because if you know me, you know that I'm a freaking crybaby. I don't know if I'm gonna post this. I want to, but I don't want to. This is kind of like a raw, unfiltered video of me. If you have anxiety and depression, or if you study it, you know that this video is definitely showing a lot of it, and I feel kind of ashamed to post it, only because I'm showing you guys my weakness, and I don't like that. I like to be perceived as the strong one and someone who's emotionally well put together. So I hope I don't get a lot of backlash for posting this. Well, I guess I'm gonna end it right here, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Please follow us on all of our social media so you can keep up with all of our lives, our daily lives, get exclusive content and pictures that we don't post on YouTube. So here's our Instagram, our Twitter, our Facebook. Yeah. Oh, and our Snapchat will probably be up here. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, I'm pretty sure I just said that. This is the most awkwardest video that I've ever made, and it might not even stay on YouTube for long, so watch it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And like I said in the beginning of this video, I hope it helps someone. Maybe my symptoms are just like yours and you're realizing that you have depression too, or you have anxiety too, and you want to go get checked out. I'm glad. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope it helps someone, you know, because I believe that I was put on this earth to help people. So y'all have a great night or great morning or whatever time you guys watch this. Have a great day, and we will be back with more videos, me, Logan, and Zaynab. Okay? Bye guys.